Am I looking at you the whole time?
Yeah, so we're gonna have a conversation.
Forget
and
those cameras are in there, right?
Yeah.
there's no cameras.
What cameras?
Yeah.
I'll just even turn. I'll just look this way. How's that?
All right, you guys are good to go.
Okay.
Thank you.
So in today's episode of Off the Field, we have Don Chapin, and I have a few questions for you. So to start off, Don, could you share how you became involved with the Salinas Regional Sports Authority, our nonprofit organization that manages the Salinas Regional Soccer Complex?
Sure. There's a fella in town by the name of Warren Wayland who. Warren was very active in the Salinas Regional Sports Complex that is the rodeo grounds that currently has rodeo grounds and a softball complex and Rabobank Stadium and a number of other features over there in that complex. That's where I got engaged with Warren, and he and I worked together on the Rabobank Stadium, building that sports facility over there. Shortly after that he engaged in this facility, he wanted to do something with soccer, and asked me to come along and assist him with that. So that's when I really got engaged. So that was a number of years ago, probably about 15 years ago or so. It's been quite some time. But that's when the concept came about and all of the planning got started, and that was kind of the foundational piece. That's where I began here at SRSA.
Very good. So you really didn't have like any idea for like soccer or anything. It kind of just
I've never
already worked with.
Yeah, never really been a big sports guy. When I was in high school, I played sports when I was in high school. But after that, I went to college for a little bit. Then I started my business and never really got into sports per se.
Mm-hmm.
So never really softball or football or baseball or soccer for that matter. But I always loved the fact that the community was really eager and looking for places to play, and how much it meant to families and young people to have an outlet like a sports facility to be able to go play at. So it's just a natural in our community with the demographic that we have here that soccer should be a big piece of what we do here in Salinas.
Yeah, so that kind of answers our next question, but I don't know if you want to go a little more into detail about it. So what do you find the most rewarding about contributing your time and efforts to the Salinas Regional Sports Authority as a volunteer board member?
Well, I think, there's two questions in there the way I see it. I think the most important part is that it's creating places for people to play. Our community is, like I say, it's a fairly big and large community, a lot of hardworking people who need space to get their families and go out and have a good time. And there's not a lot of that kind of space here in Salinas when you think about it. What space is here is controlled by schools, or it's encumbered somehow. This particular place is a place where people can come and bring their families and play. And if you come out here, and you probably have been here on the weekends, it's you can just tell how much it's being received by the community and how much it's being used. So for me, that's really a key as to why I got engaged and why I want to stay engaged. As far as the board level, I have a lot to offer. I'm a little older. I've been around here a long time. I have a lot of connections. I know a lot of people. And I'm the kind of guy who likes to make things happen. I like to get things done. So, being part of an organization that wants to make something happen is pretty cool. It's been a lot of fun being able to help develop this facility.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And like how you said, like every weekend it's like packed here. So it's just like, it's nice to see that it's being used for a good cause.
It really is awesome. Yes. And affordable. That's what's really the key about it, is keeping it affordable for the people that are using it.
Yeah, keeping the teams busy.
Yeah.
For our next question, can you share a personal story highlighting your connection to our mission?
I don't know if I have a personal story, but the mission here obviously is to create a place for families to come, and we're going to promote healthy lifestyles and obviously activity. There are going to be a lot of things happening here at the sports complex when it's complete, and it's going to be very, very, very vibrant. And I think it will invite a tremendous amount of people from outside of our community in here. My goal is to make and help create Salinas as a spot that is known for soccer, a spot that is known for this kind of a community engagement, and get people to come in here. So personally, I don't really have a real personal connection other than when the community is thriving. I smile because that to me is an accomplishment and it's making something happen. And like I said earlier, I'm one of those people who just likes to make things happen. I like to get things done. So my personal connection is in the fact that we now have this facility. It's up and it's running and it's operating and it's just doing remarkably well. And the future is so bright. So it's pretty cool.
Right. And then for our next question, where do you envision the Salinas Regional Soccer Complex in the next 5 to 10 years?
Well, hopefully we'll get the grass fields done. We'll get the sand court done. Hopefully we'll raise some funds and be able to get started on the next phase and get the building built. I don't know if we could get that done in 5 years, but that's a pretty aggressive goal. But it'd be great to see us get underway with our building and get our building moving. And have more and more families come and visit the complex. I don't see any reason in the world why we can't have up to 20,000 people a week here at the Salinas Regional Sports Complex, which is going to be pretty remarkable. So I see that in 5 years. I see it being more and more desired, more and more people wanting to come here and play, and more activity here from a healthy lifestyle perspective, which I think will be awesome.
And then, what are some little known facts about Salinas Regional Sports Authority Complex that the public might not be aware of?
Well, that's a good question. There are lots of little crazy little things here. You know, this is actually, we're sitting on land that's owned a little bit by the city and mostly by the county. There had to be an agreement between the county and the city to take the property and develop the property. It's being served water by Alco Water, who had to do a lot to bring water to us here. So it's really the effort that it took behind the scenes to make all of this come together by a lot of people is pretty remarkable. I don't think the community understands quite what it took. It's really easy to see the grass and to see things happening here, but little do people know what had to transpire to make all of this come together. There are still hurdles that we're getting over with fishing game for another access to the park. Obviously, we have the creek here that runs behind us that there's a lot of opportunity and activity going to happen with. There's a connection between us and the First Tee facility across the other side of the creek that I don't think many people in the community know that is happening. So there are lots of fun little things. I think if people got in here and came to enjoy it a little bit, they'd find out there's more here than just a soccer complex.
Correct. Yes. And how do you think our Salinas Regional Soccer Complex benefits the local community?
Well, it's an outlet for people to come and play soccer. There are very, very few of these facilities around. Unless you have a school field, there are not very many soccer complexes around in our community. And I think our community is Salinas and Salinas Valley, there's just not much. Soccer is a big sport in our community, and we need to create a place for that to be enjoyed. And I think that's what we're doing here. So it's a big deal.
Yeah.
In my mind, it's a big deal.
Expanding went from like 3 big field to many.
Yeah, I mean, where do people have the outlet to be able to go get their physical activity and go have fun and bring the whole family out? And it's not just the kids that are doing it; mom and dad are doing it. It's pretty fun to see it become a full family active sports complex.
Correct, because like you said, they have school fields, but not all of them are open on the weekends.
Correct.
So it's harder for them to,
It's hard to find space.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to find space, and there are a number of leagues. I know I get asked all the time to help support and sponsor leagues, and there are a number of leagues here that struggle to find places to play and practice, and we need to be able to facilitate that. To me, that's an easy fix. Yeah.
Correct. And then could you share a recent achievement or milestone for our soccer complex that you were particularly proud of?
Yes, I'm particularly proud of the two turf fields that were just opened here recently, just a few weeks back. And I think that that's, my company was able to be the company that built those
Mm-hmm.
and improve all of the area for the grass fields. So I'm particularly proud of that achievement and being able to add one more community asset into the project list that my company has been a part of, and that makes me particularly proud when I could build, and our people and our company could build assets in this community that are going to be enjoyed for a number of years by thousands and thousands of people in our community. So it makes me particularly proud to make that happen.
Correct. And how did it make you feel that the turfs were first used by girls and it was like, used in an all girls tournament?
As it should be. Girls soccer and girls sports are, as you know, women's athletics in general are really on the upswing. So I think it's very appropriate that that was the inaugural event on those fields, and that the girls got to come out and enjoy it. And I think that girls and boys and kids of whatever gender should be able to come out here and play and enjoy equally this complex. So it's cool to see more and more girls get into the sport and be out here playing. I think it's a pretty fun thing.
Correct. And then, what have you learned from your experience as a board member?
Well, the experience as a board member that I cherish the most is the team environment. And the one thing I like about this particular board is that everybody does not agree, which I think is excellent. I don't think you should have a board that everybody agrees to everything. I think you should challenge each other, and it should be topics of discussion that should be vetted and talked about negatively, talked about positively, to figure out what the best route to pursue is. And I think this board is a very good board for that. I think it's very diverse, and it's made up of people who are soccer players and understand the game of soccer, and it's made up of people who don't have a clue what soccer is all about. So I think together that board brings together a really nice opportunity to really reflect on what the community needs, and more than just a soccer aspect, but what an entire community needs. And I think it's done that. So this particular board, I'm very pleased to sit on this board and be able to watch the activity go back and forth, and how we get to a decision or get to a direction. So it's been fun. I sit on a number of boards, and not all boards are that way. Many are, which I think is very healthy, but many are also a little bit more just kind of complacent. So I like the activity, and I like the banter and the back and forth, and I like really vetting out issues and programs very well to make things happen.
Correct. So kind of like a roller coaster, going from one board to another.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Nice. So Don, as a successful business owner, what advice would you offer to young individuals aspiring to start their business?
Well, business today is difficult. It's very, very hard to be in business today because there's a lot to do in business, a lot to pay attention to. But the first thing I would say is be willing to work hard. If you want to be in business for yourself, if you want to be an entrepreneur or a business leader of some kind, you have to be prepared to work hard. I ask a lot of people who work for me what Friday means to them. And a lot of people will tell me that Friday means it's the last work day of the week and they get the weekend off. But that's, to me, not what it means. What it really means is there are 2 working days left in the week. So Saturday and Sunday are for entrepreneurs and for business people who want to get ahead, to catch up and make things happen. Being prepared, being organized, being, again, ready to do that hard work is what I would recommend to anybody who wants to do it. Anybody can achieve anything they want if they dedicate themselves to it and make it happen. So number 1 is be prepared to work hard. Number 2 is take a lot of advice, take things in, listen, and let everybody have a voice into what you're thinking about, so that you can have lots and lots of information by where to make decisions from. It's like I say, it's a difficult world out there. It's a hard world to navigate, but if you listen and you have a lot of good people around you to give you advice, it's amazing how you can make good, solid decisions going forward. So I would say work hard and listen to people around you. Take plenty of advice and just put your head down and make things happen.
Right. And then lastly, do you want to share any final thoughts or messages?
Well, I think that I wish that more and more of the community were active here and would get engaged with this particular mission that we're on to build this facility. I'm hoping that we can get the facility built sooner than later and get more activity out here. I think from an economic development perspective, it's a big deal. From a community development perspective, it's a big deal, and from a healthy community's perspective, it's a big deal. So. I'm anxious. I'm anxious to get more people engaged and get more people out here to make it happen.
Correct. And now, to get to know you a little better, which soccer team do you root for?
If I knew which ones there were, I'd root for one of them, but I don't. Are the 49ers a soccer team? Just kidding. Yeah. No, soccer is, unfortunately, sports is just not something that I've been very active in.
Not your theme.
But I root for all of them, all the community teams, and I love to see local community kids who are coming up through the soccer ranks, developing and getting onto more major sports teams and doing some fun things. I love reading stories about our local people making that happen. Even Jonathan right here has a storied career with soccer, which to me, that's what it's all about. That's the fun part. So, no particular team, but go Salinas.
Yes. And then what's your favorite song, artist, or album?
Have you ever heard of the Oak Ridge Boys? Probably
haven't.
not, yeah. Oh, way back when. The Oak Ridge Boys. And my favorite song would be Elvira. So you can go check that out.
Elvira.
It's a sing-along song. You'll love it.
And then do you have a favorite movie or TV show?
Favorite movie or TV show? I don't know. I'm not a huge TV guy. Don't watch much television. Movies, every once in a while I can get into a series, maybe like Yellowstone or something like that. Get into a little bit of a series. But I'm not a huge movie guy. I don't really go to the movies a lot. I've seen all the classic movies there are to see. Can't say that I really have a favorite. Maybe some of the Star Wars movies. Maybe some of those things when they were coming about, it was so interesting to watch how they were being developed, and some of the things that you thought were so far-fetched that today don't seem so far out there.
Correct.
So yeah, that's kind of me.
Okay. And then what's your favorite hike or outdoor adventure you've been on?
Hike or outdoor adventure. I do a lot of traveling in my motorhome, and I travel the country, so I get to hike lots of areas. I've been to almost all the national parks, many of the national trails here. I'm a snow skier, so I like to go out and visit the snowy country during the winter. Been on a lot of great trails, a lot of great places. I can't think of one particular one. But I could tell you that I've been to Mount Rushmore a couple of times. I love that area. I've been to the Grand Canyon a number of times, hiked all around the Grand Canyon. Many of the other national monuments that we've been to, hiked through many of those. It's just some of the wonders of our country, the natural wonders of our country that I love to go visit and hike around. So not a huge hiker for days and days, but I do like to get out and go get into the natural environment. It's kind of fun.
Explore the different parks and everything.
Go see different parts of this country that are pretty remarkable, pretty amazing.
And they're all different, right? They all have a little...
So many things that are different, correct.
And then what's one thing you do to support your well-being?
I am a walker. I take walks with my wife, and our subdivision is made up of a lot of hills and valleys, so we walk up and down these hills and valleys. So that's something I do to take care of myself. I also get plenty of rest, and I try to stay on the right side of laughter. I laugh a lot. I like to be. I think laughter is like It's good for the soul. It's good for the health, and I think that making people laugh and being around people who can laugh is a good thing. It makes
Correct.
me feel good.
Yes. Makes you have a better day. People have a
Yep,
better
makes
day.
me feel better.
Correct. Well, that is it for today. Thank you for letting us interview you today.
You're welcome. Thank you. Appreciate the opportunity. All right.